Hello everyone, it's Crafty Karen back with another Trash Tuesday, part 2 of doing the cover. I had to rush out yesterday, oh my squeaky chair, rush out yesterday with the tennis and everything, and when I got home I was just too exhausted to do part 2, so I'm doing it today. Now, what I have done today, and the reason I done it was because I wanted all the glue to dry before I put the spine, the pages in, but I wasn't happy with the way that border paper didn't go to the edge and the border, so I've just put this red paint border around, which is just the Decoar acrylic True Red, and I painted around the Danny's Donuts thing in this. I was hoping that'd be a lighter green, but it wasn't, but I didn't want it too light, but that's a Monty Mart one, the Hooker's Green. It's a weird colour for a paint, but anyway, yeah, and then I found this little sign tag laying around saying being together is the best gift of all, and it had Christmassy colours, so I stuck that on there. Now the inside, I found some old, that I've had for years, napkins, and glued them down. I actually used matte medium to put them down. I did gesso the background first so that the brown wouldn't show through, and then I found some old Christmas fabric that I had in my stash from years ago. It's only a cheap cotton, so I've covered the spine with that. Right, so, and I will be putting something on there, but we could do that together. Now, with the spine, as you know, I'm doing 5 signatures. I just got some graph paper and did all the measurements. Always remember to write top on top so that when you're doing your pages the holes are all matching up. So that's in the centre, and then I have my tub of bulldog clip clubs in my container that I actually made with clay, and this is from an Ipswich quarry, the clay was, that I it's not pottery, it's not done on a spinning wheel, it's done by hand, but yeah, I did that in class up in Queensland, and I just stick all my bulldog clips in there. I actually did this one that's got rubber bands in it as well, and of course they're blue because blue's my favourite colour. Anyway, that was off topic, wasn't it? So then I'll just bull clip this on as my guide. Well, I don't need to put them down, do I? As my guide, and grab my hole piercer and put these holes in. The middle one I measured as best as I could to the centre, and then the others I just eyeballed. It's only a trashy. So go through there. Oh, sorry about that, I got cut off by someone trying to call me, and it's no one I know. It's probably one of those spam calls. But anyway, we'll keep going. forgot to get an old centre of a book out, which would have made it easier for me. I wouldn't be bending this so much. But I'll keep going. And try not to put it through myself. So that's the spine on there. What I also want to do is get this hole punch. I'll use that as my guide actually, and just put a hole in the top here. Oh. So I can hang some dangly bits off it. And just get my brads. See what I've got here. I'll just use one of those gold ones. Gold is good. Okay, let's get this out. No, that's why I'm using them. I have to get a bigger hole punch. I'll just go with the white. It doesn't want to go through either. Alright, struggled with that a bit. Hopefully I can get something in there. Now I've got to put it over to that one, and I know it's always set up. Oh, still not. Oh, goodness me. Alright. Let's try again, shall we? Oh, why did I make that so hard? Anyway, I'm back. Alright. I'll just get my little hammer. It's my little hammer, and you unscrew that, it's got all screwdrivers in it. Isn't it cute? Just making sure they're down. Right. Hole's done. Alright. It's not always that hard. I don't know how I made it look so hard. I think it's something to be said when the camera's on. Alright, so I've got my pages here. And what I'll do is, with you, I'll sew in the first signature. And then I'll do the rest off screen, so that you're not watching the whole process. So just gonna bulldog clips on here to keep the paper together. Make sure they're well in. I normally put these down for this part so that it's not getting caught on the thread. Alright. Now I should be able to just use the middle one because they should all be lined up, one hopes. So I normally just fold it over where those are. Stick that in the middle. Make sure it's way in. Centre. And I usually use a little clip to hold it still. So it's not moving around. Okay. I was going to put that at the back, but what I like to do is work from the middle and then go out and then go out, so it doesn't matter if this one goes in the middle. Now just got some red cotton thread, so that's what I'm going to do the binding with. So it's about 2.5, which is usually plenty, and then thread the needle up. I don't know whether you know, I know my fingers are all dirty because I was gluing, but with your needles, you've got the way it goes through the machine, you've got the side that it punches. So these look like the grooves in both sides, but it's not always that way with smaller needles. So the part that's got the biggest groove in is what you face down to your thread, and you'll find it goes through a lot easier. And I always bring the needle down to the thread. I don't thread the thread into the needle. Okay? So needle to thread and the groove side. Oh, I haven't put the holes in, have I? I'm a bit ahead of myself. Oh. Holes in. I like to bend the paper over so it goes through the centre of the groove. Okay, so once you've got those holes in, you just take away that paper. And we start threading. Just a 3-hole pamphlet stitch. So down the centre. Now if you wanted to hang dangles from on the outside, you could do it the other way, but I prefer the dangles to hang from the top of the journal, not the middle. So leave about that much. Now I also like to clip the end of the thread, so I'm not pulling it through. And this one's going in the middle, which is this one. Up to the top. I don't pull it tight till I've got it all through, just to make it easier for me to go through. And then down to the bottom. And then back up the middle again, being careful not to catch that thread. As you're going back through, otherwise it makes it impossible to tighten up. And then through the middle again. Okay, and that's when I'll go in and tighten everything up. Don't mind the wind blowing at the door. And of course one on either side of the thread before you tie it. That's the bottom, that's the top. So if I pull it that way we should get it tight. Hold that and I'll just check that there's not too much slack on the back. Tie that side and then tie it back round the opposite way that you did before. And I always do one for good luck. It's a shame it's gone right up her face. And I might just leave it to dangle in case I decide to hang something on there. Alright, and that's the first signature in. Then I would go to the next line and the next line and then go forward and forward. So I will stop it now and I'll continue to sew them through and then I'll come back. I'm back. Oh, it's only been a millisecond for you guys, but it's been a while for me. Sewed the last signature in and I thought I'd show you when I'm doing them, just to put the thing, I normally clip the pages out of the way to make it easier to put in there. So if you take all these off now, the last of them, and all the signatures are in. Isn't that cool? So, oh, I think I've bent the box there a bit, but that doesn't matter. It'll go back into shape. So 5 missed signatures. And just the red cotton on there, so that blends in quite well. And here, so the other thing I was going to do with you today is this part here. And what I went to wear my Christmas stuff and I found this box here with some ribbon and stuff in that I've had for years. So I could probably use some of that. And these were obviously yo-yos. I obviously made something years ago that I was going to make yo-yos with stuff at puffs, so I might make a couple of them up to put in the journal. They were just leftovers from a project. But in that box was this, and I think these came off some flowers that I'd got one Christmas. So I was thinking of gluing that down on here. So, I know that's stitched there, not stitched there, but that's okay. So we'll cut a piece of that off and get this in here. So I might cut that a bit bigger because that side's going to fray now. And put that side up there with a bit hanging out. So I've still got that piece left. And we'll get that glued down. I'm going to use this 450. Oh, really need to get out to get some more of this. Close a bit on that so it doesn't bubble over. And just get that little bit of a smudge. Get this stuck down. Now that's a pocket. So what have I got here? That I could stick in there. I've still got some of this paper left, which I'll use to cover one of the pages up, but I might just stick that in there so you can see that it's a pocket. So it's a pocket. Alrighty, and yeah, I'm not sure. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Oh, 11. Did I put 12 pages in each? Oh my goodness, this is going to be really thick. So the other thing I wanted to do today, and then we could just start on the pages next week, was to maybe ink up around these. It's a bit bland. I wish I'd put something on the back of this now, but maybe we'll just ink this up a bit. So this is a pine needles distress. I'm just going to do the straight on the edge there. Actually, I might use a dauber because I kind of want it to go over a bit. I think that's a different colour, or is it the same? Doesn't matter. That's better because you get a bit of a blend on it then. And then we'll do the same with this one. Just a bit of a edging on that, and we need the hole punch, and then we'll find some ribbon to put in there. I know this is quite a big hole punch, but if I'm putting ribbon in it, I want it to be kind of guess where the middle is. About there. Oh. Okay. I probably should have linked up the other side, shouldn't I? Because it looks a bit boring. What ribbon have I got in here? Don't know why that washi tape's in there. Think some gold. Don't really want to go red or green again. There's some old stuff in here. I was hoping for some thinner ribbon. But this one might be too thick actually, like the little little pegs. Gee. They're definitely years old. Just don't know whether this is going to be too thick. It's sunny outside, but there's a huge wind out there. How much do I want? I'll go about that much. Actually, I think I've got some of that curly ribbon somewhere. That would have been nice in there. You know that you use on presents. Which way do I want to go? Should have went the other way, didn't I? It's probably a bit long. So that's that one. I can trim them off. This one will go this way. Scraps to stick in there. I do need a picture on there, and if you could see the mess that's around my feet, you'd be horrified. And I've got to get through all that to get to my stamps, but I do have some Christmas stamps, so maybe next week I'll put some stamps on there. But yeah, I'm really happy with the way it turned out now. Bit of fun on there. I want that one straight and I want that one crooked. But yeah, kind of needs another tag, doesn't it? So we'll do that. Yeah, maybe I'll use this in this one of these pages to hang on there somewhere amongst it. Now, this pocket here, that's going to be a pocket, so I'll decorate that differently. I'll go to about the middle, I think. Maybe there. Now, I've seen people not glue these on. Just wondering whether I can cut this down a bit. Just a little bit. Not as big of a shadow today because Gary's put that fluoro hanging on the bar that my thing's on, so hopefully the lighting's a bit better today and you don't see a shadow of my head. So if I put some staples across there and some down the bottom, and maybe leave that like that, something could go in it. So let's try and do that. Hopefully this staple is long enough. I haven't really got a long staple. I'm just wondering whether this one might be better because then it covers that writing and I can do something on that one. Alright, let's do it. Stay in there. Put some ribbon on that side to take away the sharpness. And that's my candy cane bag. Oh, good one, Karen. Alright, something, first thing that goes in there, so it's kind of like a belly band and the pocket. So we're going to have to make a tag that goes in there that has a really good picture in it. So see if I could just grab something off the floor. I've got nothing that's quick enough to go in there. That'll make a nice tag. Just quickly grab this. Or journaling spot. Helps if you measure it. Is it going to be tall enough? Yeah, it'll be tall enough. So where's my pencil gone? Somewhere. Actually, we'll just make it a, not like a tag, but just a journaling spot card. And then bottle sitting there. Another stock to thing. When I went to my daughter's yesterday to bring her fruit powder and that, and I was cutting it up in the kitchen, and I looked in a recycling bin, so I went bin diving because she had some. She was obviously wrapped some presents up in this paper and took it out. They laughed at me, but yeah, that's definitely going to be used on one of these pages. They might use it as a peekaboo thing. But yeah. Alright, let's just see if I've got when I was going for my Christmas stuff, this is obviously, I think this was in their colouring books that they had left over. So I thought these would be fun. I don't need two of the same, but I thought they might be fun to go in. Just in the journal somewhere. I just don't know whether it's going to be too tall. Oh no, it sits in there. We can have that sticking out like that. And then we'll put the other one in the back page. And you can use that as a journaling spot on the back. Sorry, busy. Come in. So, yeah, they tuck in there quite nicely. So, yeah, but that's probably all I'm going to do today, and we'll do another page next week. So we've got the journal together. It's going to be a chunky monkey, or a chunky elf. So lots of fun going to happen. The last thing I was going to do on this before I went was I want something on here, and I just hope I can get my hands on it quickly. Yeah, I have these here, the liquid drop pearls, and so I wanted to put something on this green, this dark green on the outside to brighten it up, and I knew it'd have to be the last thing I do today because it's going to have to sit and dry for a while. So I'll do that first. Just squeeze it out. Make sure there's, yeah. So yeah, I just reckon getting shaky. I haven't eaten all day. Because I wanted them to pop up a little bit. Am I going crooked? Of course I am. Of course I am. We'll see how that goes. I don't know. I'll do that later, because otherwise it's going to be too long again. And I don't think I've snipped the top yet. But at least I've got the bones done. Now we just got to fill it. So as far as the trashy goes, I'll probably mainly just work on this for December, and we can go back to working the other trashies after. It just depends how many Christmas trashy things I get or I can find. So yeah, the other thing I found in my stash was this sparkle medium. I don't know, I think that came in some package years ago. I don't even know if it's still any good. So it's like a, is it any good? Yeah, it's a bit, oh, I think the glue's gone a bit funny. Actually, that looks alright. Might as well get it used up. Quite effective actually. I don't know whether you could see that well in the, yeah, the sparkle doesn't show up, but it is quite sparkly. Cool. Won't take it back until that's dry. Okay, I'm definitely going this time. Well, thanks for watching this week's Trash Tuesday in 2 parts. But it's the way I had to do it this week with everything juggling, and of course I leave things to the last minute, don't I? Hopefully next year I'll try and organise myself better, where I've got things waiting to go up before they do. But I'm really happy with the way that looks now, and I think the back of this needs grunging up a bit, but we can work on that, and a picture on there, and but that's good. And you know what, being together is the best gift of all. So thank you so much for being with me today, and I'll see you in the next one. I will leave Just Journaling with Possum Patty link down below as always, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.